You're now rocking with Marky 3 on the Blackout Hour on HIE Radio. My name is a 3. My name is a 3. My name is a 3. Mr. Right Time, Mr. R&B. My name is a 3. My name is a 3. My name is a 3. Mr. Right Time, Mr. R&B. One, two. What up, y'all? What up? Back, y'all. Yeah, I got something exclusive for y'all today. Y'all don't understand what's about to go down right now. Y'all know what your boy Marky 3, Mr. Right Time, Mr. R&B, man. We here, the Blackout, our independent artist radio show, and I have two of the most exquisite, exclusive people with me today, man. You know what I mean? I really watch these brothers, man, do their thing, man. Y'all don't know who they are. Y'all get to know who they are tonight. You know what I'm saying? On the right-hand side of me, I got my man, Murph, in the building. You know what I mean? Yes, sir. And on the left-hand side of me, his game is tight, man. So you know, I'm going to give him a call to something. But he go by the name of D-Mitch, baby. Yes, sir. Before we get to the show, man, we want to give salute to all the black sisters out there, man. You know, this is Women's History Month. And you know, I caught on it the last minute and I had to get the brothers on there. But next week we have Princess Anita, you know, me to chop it down with us, man, about, you know, her career and history, man, for the sisters. So we have a special host that's going to be interviewing Princess Anita and my sister, Kate Diamond, will be doing it. Because I'm keeping for the ladies, y'all, you know what I'm saying? I'm sitting back on this one, you dig what I'm saying? Yeah. So she going to be doing her thing. Kate Diamond, there you go. First show. We got to go there. But yo, we here at the Renaissance Studios, man. You know what I mean? I know I'm here every Thursday, 8 to 9 p.m. If you want to get on the show, man, holla at me, give me the details, man, and we can take it from there. You know what I mean? So we're going to get into the show right now because I'm anxious to talk to these brothers, man. You know, I don't do no paperwork. You know what I mean? I don't do none of that. We have conversations, man, when family come up here in the building, baby. You know what I mean? So the one and only, Murph D-Mitch, baby, they in the building.
Yeah.
We about to get to it, man.
Well, hold on. When you say paperwork, that's like brothers in jail. Can't be easy, son.
You gotta get it right. You might fall on that.
Yeah, chill, son. Chill. How you doing, bro?
Yo, I'm blessed, man. I'm so happy to have y'all here.
Right.
You know what I mean? We discussed this.
Mm-hmm.
We spoke about it.
Right.
You know what I mean? And y'all had me on y'all show.
Right.
And I take my hat off for that, so it's only right, you know what I mean, to pay homage back to the ones who been doing this for years.
Well, we're grateful and, you know, we're thankful, man. And, you know, as we always do, man, we want to give thanks to those who buy into what we're doing. We're selling a good product, good music, good conversation, great brotherhood.
Yeah.
Along with that said, you know, we want to come down to your house bearing gifts. So we brought something for you.
Oh, man.
So on the air, we have a little package for you.
Yo, come on, man. Don't do that to me, man.
Right
It's
there,
the first time, man.
Right there, brother. Take a look at that, man.
Oh, man. Yo, say the word, man.
Yes, sir.
Yo. See, much love, man. Much love. Yeah. I can't. Oh, man, yo. This is dope. I appreciate that. And this is on the air. The first show, you know what I mean, with y'all on here and y'all showing love like that, man, it gets no better. That's why I say best. Because a lot of people don't know how to move like that. You know, you know, they don't know how to do that. But I really appreciate this, man. I will be rocking it and showing love, man. You know what I mean? It's a beautiful thing, man. But we gonna get into this though.
Well, hold on, but you know, we gotta keep it 100. Though. Okay. You know, it's just a prop. It's just size small.
Yeah, yes, sir.
It's a medium.
It's just.
No, but it's a 2X though.
Yeah.
But see, I lost that, man.
You did? That's all right.
But I'm tall, so you know.
Yeah.
It worked.
What was that?
I was a little something, man.
Yeah.
Don't be that. I had to, man.
You know what? Every time we communicate, it's always like, you know, basketball, like what you used to do. Now it's like, you know, you working out. Which one is it?
You know, I had to, man, because you know, working out, you know, keep standing on that. Plus, I was a hot jumper, man. Like Cat said, he was like Shots fired!
It's all good. It's all good.
It's over in the corner.
You know what I mean? But yo, man, what's up with y'all, man? Like, what's going on, man? I see y'all working. I see y'all doing your thing, man. Like, what's going on with y'all, man? Like, how y'all feeling, man?
Be great. Talk to him, Murph.
I mean, this all started back some years ago with us, man. You know, with me, I started out with my shows in like the 80s. And, you know, just perusing through television, you know, just to see what everybody else was doing. I caught this guy one night on TV. I said, this show looks nice. So I'm joining in, I'm sitting back, I'm relaxing, I'm watching it go down. And I said, I like where this brother's going and how he's handling himself on TV. So I gave him a call. I said, yo, you know, I'm just tuning in, checking out your show, and I like what you're doing. You know, from there, we built a brotherhood because, you know, with his show and my show, we became like, you know, that 1-2 punch when we go to interview artists. You know, we like you said, there's no script. You know, we did this thing off the cuff. We get in there, sit down, have a conversation. Because I've always been the kind of person that said, if I see you on the street, I'm not gonna pull out a bunch of questions.
Right.
Conversation.
Exactly.
You know, and that's what happened. Then when me and him started on the press days, I started saying, you know what, Mitch, you know, I'm gonna invite you now to one of the press days, and everything else became history. Just watching him take off and become the brother that he is, you know, it's just a blessing and an honor to be able to be a part of that and see this whole progress. You know, from his day one when I met him up until this day and progressing on to the future. So, but you know, just coming together and doing radio, TV. You know, he had a separate show, but we were kind of intertwined because, you know, we were doing the same thing with different programs at different times, but the whole concept of what we was doing was bringing to the people some great music and great artists and just great content. And then we decided to go into the anonymity of radio where you don't see us, you know, you hear us. And that's the one thing that we kind of, you know, bonded with more so because it became, you know, him and I together as a co-host and a team doing things together. And that's what I love, man. It's on Tuesday nights, man, looking across, and my brother's there, man. We just beat off each other. That's how I go down.
And I listen to that, and that, like I told y'all earlier, this is what made me do this right here. You know what I'm saying? Like I started with live, and I'm about to go into doing, you know, the pre-record and behind, and get to the point that I can get behind the radio without showing my face and just talk. Cause I think that's more relaxing. You know what I mean? We'll be behind the scenes, just kicking it and vibing it, and just let it flow. You know what I mean? And y'all do that so well, man. That's why I tune in on Tuesdays when I can.
Right.
And I'm like, listen, man, and y'all just like they say, y'all built for this. You know what I mean? And plus, you know, you doing TV for a while,
right.
You know what I mean? And you've been in the business doing your thing for a while. But what did you first start doing before you did the radio? Because your name is out there, but I really never knew what Kim really started doing first. So
I was a pimp. Yo, he started that. He started that pimp stuff. We did a show, and everybody was talking about, you know, if it wasn't this, what would you be doing? I said, I just couldn't get all the women to give me that my money. I didn't want to start in trouble now. So I said, let me just go in another direction. But I was in the corporate world. You know, I ran a shipping company for Calvin Klein back in the days, and I moved on to you know, schools. The how do you call those? It was like Taylor Business Institute was one of those you know, schools that was located in Manhattan, and I was an admissions rep, and then I became a assistant director of the school. And I was doing my show. It was early stages, and so the director of the school, the president, came to me and she said, you know, you are the top rep, you know, but I know you also do your show. She said, you know, one is going to suffer, and we don't want the school to suffer, and you don't want your show to suffer, so do this. And I said, what? She said, write a letter of resignation, and in 6 months, if what you do don't work out, you can come back with the same position, same salary. So I said, okay. In my mind, that was a great deal. But this was early stages of my show, not realizing where the income was going to come from, and then have to go home and tell my biggest critic, which was my wife, that now the money that I was bringing in is not going to be there no more, because now I'm working on something that's going to be better. So when I did that, it made me get into a big old hole, but take some tools with me to work my way out. Because some people, they dig a hole for themselves and gotta look around like, oh, now I'm gonna get out of here. You gotta at least take a tool with you. And my mind was that tool, and the determination to do it because she was that, that how you say, the water, if it didn't work. So I was about to fly. So I took that mindset and said I had to make it work. And so from there, I made it work. And I haven't went back to work on a regular job, 9 to 5, since then, because not only because I was able to make it work, but because she had a job that she'd been on for 44 years. So that gave me the opportunity to do that.
The backbone.
Yeah, I'm not gonna sit up here and say it was all because of my brainstorming and my bringing income in.
Right.
Because she was that backbone in case I was short, which was a lot of times. So.
And you really get that. You got some that be like, I don't believe in this and this and that, and you turn around, your dream is like crushed.
That took a while. It took 2 years though.
Yeah, yo, Brother Mitch.
Yeah.
Man.
I try to be sometimes, man. I try.
Yo, you just been out there. I mean, in a way that you inspired a lot of people on the go. I don't think you know that.
No, I don't. Keep talking.
But you know. But your history before you got into doing what you do as a radio host, and we can sure about you did and all that. What you was doing first?
You know what? I was actually DJing. I was on the east side of Harlem, DJing, making mixtapes. And there was an older gentleman who stayed buying my mixtapes. And at some point, he just encouraged me to get my own video show. I didn't really know what he was talking about because I had no aspirations to be on television. So he just, he just fed me a blueprint. So I got an application, filled it out. Some time went by, got a call back from the station, which was Manhattan Neighborhood Network at the time. From there, I had a video show, called it New Flavor Videos. At the time, this is when Craig Mack had Flavor of the Year. So as a DJ, I knew all the music. So thinking of the name, I said, well, New Flavor Videos. And then from there, my partner and I, we was on live. Not knowing what we were doing, we was winging it. And then at that time, that's when Murph was channel surfing, and he happened to see the program, and then he reached out, and I started hanging with him. Murph had 1,000 shows, and he supposed to have one. I don't know who he knew, but the brother had about 1,000 shows. So I met Murph, and then we started hanging out, and he began to school me on a couple of things as far as like interviewing, don't be nervous, and so on and so forth. And then once I got it, I mastered it, that was it, on the pop.
Your shows, man, you came out what year was that?
95.
95, right? And as I watched that, because I didn't know what video it is, I'm looking at it, I'm like, yo, who is this guy with? I know, the music box, this, that, but you had so many people on your video show from celebrities, and you was just like really coming together. Like you said, you didn't really know what you was winning.
Well, it took about a year or two to get in that zone.
In that zone, okay, okay.
As a DJ, I knew how to produce music.
Okay.
So when he came to my program, for 30 minutes, I didn't want you to get up. So from intro to outro, I produced my show. And at that time, the labels started catching the buzz. D-Mitch's program is live, it's on point, you bring an artist down just like you are right now, and you need to get in touch with him. So at that point, I began to hang with Murph, learn how to do my interviews. I started meeting artists who were already established, who were up and coming, and you treat them all the same, like family. You just talk to them, you nurture them, you build with them, and then you get that rapport. The next thing you know, you're on top of the world, from your perspective.
Yeah. You had a lot of people. What was your best interview? Like,
my best.
Right, bam, right.
Nah, you know what? It's crazy because I think, I'm gonna tell you, my best interview for myself was when my dad had died. right? That same day, I had to interview Latoya Lucky. And I was kind of like conflicted. Do I go or do I just stay here and mourn? So I was like, to keep myself together, I'm gonna go downtown, I'm gonna do the interview. I was messed up. My mind was gone. So I got to the location, cried about 3-4 times, took a deep breath. I got up there and we started talking. And I was trying to hold it in, but I was losing control. But she kept me going. And it worked out like very, 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 very well, to the point where I felt like, you know what, this is my best interview with Toya Lucky. It worked out great. But my dad had just died.
That's real tough, right? Because I lost my father 2 years ago. And it's like, dealing with that, I might have to do a show. And my voice was like, I'm trying to, but they always say the show must go on, as they say, but you don't understand. If you lose somebody and then you go through that, it's like, you need a minute.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I get exactly what you're saying. But how did you get those artists to be on the show? Like,
the labels. It's like, it's a business. The artists have to sell music. They need to be seen. They need to be heard. So when your show reaches a point where the labels need you, they reach out to you. Like D-Mitch, this week we're gonna have Nas, we're gonna have Big Daddy Kane, we're gonna have Jay-Z. Can you make it? Hell yeah! So all
like that connection, just they watching your show and they reached out to you.
Yeah. Wow. Especially when you're good, when you whack, ain't nobody calling you.
There you go. Somebody, I got time, yo. Hopefully somebody calls.
It takes time to build your audience.
Yeah.
Once you build your audience, get comfortable, and you stay consistent. See, consistency is the key to anything. You stay consistent, you're gonna be all right.
And that's what we're trying to do here. Me and my HIE family, you know what I'm saying? We just trying to do something different. And it's like I said, for this season of me being in the Renaissance studio, I want to bring people like yourself who are experienced in this game. You know what I mean? Because it helps me also just by seeing. I'm not even thinking really about the lot. My thing is about just talking to y'all and learning. You know, at the same time. You know what I'm saying? Knowing you, you know what I'm saying? And y'all taking the time to come here, you know what I mean? And school me on a little bit of what need to be done. You know what I mean? That's my focus mostly, man. To get artists like y'all and come here and do their thing. So, you did your show. You know what I mean? How long did that last? How many years?
Murph, about 20 years.
Was it?
When did the label started having like the business problems? About a good strong 20 years.
Yeah.
20 years. Yeah. I had an excellent run. I had like no regrets. Like I can sit here and give you stories for days. No regrets. I had a couple of, I'm not gonna give no names, but I had about like 2 artists who was just trash. But you gotta work through it because you're a professional. You know, some people were rhyming and it was garbage. Like, bro,
On your show?
yeah, because if you're an R&B singer, trust me, you're gonna sing that night. If you a spitter, you're gonna spit that night.
Right.
And I've caught some flat tires. I've caught some flat tires, but you gotta just keep it going. You gotta keep it going.
Have you been at some of the shows since y'all met? And like, was live show? Did you see something crazy?
You know, we both have been places where we see some crazy stuff. You know, for the most part, like he said, if you're consistent and you're there all the time, you're going to see some crazy things. You're going to run into some crazy people, and you're going to get some stupidity. And the one thing me and Mitch always do is like, if we get somebody that makes no sense, it becomes archive material. You know, it becomes 20 years later a throwback. You know, because we've had some artists and we've had some moments where we look back at ourselves and be like, well, you know, I remember having some crazy moments too. But I must say that a lot of the artists that we've interviewed, we always, like they said, we've approached it where, you know, y'all need us more than we need you. For 2 reasons. One, you have to explain to your labels why we walked out. I don't have to explain it to nobody. You know, so if you walk in here with the idea that, you know, we guys are going to build together, there's some artists you may not know of, but tonight we're going to learn who you are, and they're going to know who you are. If I don't know you, we're going to have a conversation. By the end of the day, you're going to know me, and I'm going to know you.
Right.
You know, and then, you know, Mitch didn't tell you, but there's sometimes when it's press days are set up, it's like a whole bunch of shows that are sitting there. But like you said, we were like how you say, among the shows that were, you know, consistent. So we got a chance to like be early with, you know, interviews. And with that being said, you know, it made it possible for us to have our show's name in, you know, the minds of the record execs. So when it came time for, you know, advertising or the top artists, we would get a call for that. It was like Mitch, myself, Ralph McDaniels, and a couple of other shows out there that was, you know, that kind of took care of business.
And that's the crazy part. You know, I'm thinking at the same time while you explained it to me, and I know Ralph was out at that time. Did y'all ever have a, like when the artists or labels called and it's both of y'all at the same time at that?
Yeah, Ralph is family.
Yeah, Ralph was cool,
Ralph
man.
is
Shout
family.
out to Dennis. Very cool person,
And
man.
he's professional, just like the two of us. And you know, Murph, you going first? Ralph, you going first?
Right.
You going first? Like it was never no issues.
I seen something like that. That's why they get there and they wanna, oh, we got Trey Songz, I'm going first. And
The
they try
crazy
to.
thing is we all held the camera for each other too. I mean, there was I don't know if Mitch was able to.
Well,
make it.
sometimes the labels provide
Right,
cameras.
exactly.
Yeah.
Sometimes you gotta go on location, you
Right.
bring your own stuff.
Mm.
And if Murph gonna do his show, I'm gonna hold the camera,
Right.
and then vice versa.
Right.
Same thing with Ralph.
That's dope.
I remember, and also sometimes the, you know, an impromptu interview where, you know, an artist comes in that's not expected to do a press day. They'll call us and they'll say, you know, so-and-so's in town. Perfect example, I think Genuine, when he was doing his thing back in the day, they called, I think, Mitch, myself, and Ralph. And I don't know if Mitch was able to make it. Mitch might have been working or doing something, but he couldn't make it. Ralph and I went, and I held the camera for Ralph. Ralph held the camera for me while we go and Genuine. So it was a love between the community of video people. You know, it was. I'm telling you, when I first started my show, unbeknownst to Ralph, he provided me with my very first video because he had a friend of his, or a guy that was working with him named Mojo. Mojo said, "Murph, I got videos, no problem." He went back, came back with a whole bunch of big 3/4 video clips, Mojo. And I told Ralph that story. He said, "Yo, Murph," he said, "Yeah, I remember that." And then since then, you know, because Ralph is the visual pioneer. You know, people heard songs, they never knew who made them. Ralph came up with the visuals, brought the artist to the house. So people look at the artist and go, "Whoa, I like the song, I see the artist." And from there spawned a whole bunch of video programs like myself and Mitch. You know, it was just a blessing to be able to do this and to be able to meet some of the people that we probably never would have met had we been, like Mitch said, he might have doing his DJ work at me, you know, corporate outlet.
You never have.
Unless they came in there for Jack or something.
So did y'all ever get artists that like stood y'all up and
Never.
talk?
Nice.
Nice.
I mean, you know, again, you know, it's a business, and they're in the business to sell records. So why would they want to just like not show up? And at that time, we already had a name for ourselves, so you would want to be on nuclear videos. You would want to, so no big deal. You know,
And that's what's crazy, like right now. You see people now, they will turn it down, like they don't want to, they're not hungry like it used to be in the 90s and all that. You know what I'm saying? They think like, oh, this is not a platform, I need to be here, but you ain't got nothing sold. Your numbers is low as crazy. You would want to be on something, but you never know. We got two pioneers here on. You know what I mean? I asked a lot of people to come on the show. Now y'all gonna see this, and y'all gonna think different. It happens. Right foot forward, man.
Right.
And that's how you do it. The same way you got out there and did your thing, man. You took a chance. You took a chance. You know what I'm saying?
I'm talking about back in the 80s too. I was like, I think 2 years after Ralph. Ralph was like 84, 80. I came on in 86. So, you know, I'm still on the edge.
And then
What's going on?
What's going on?
I had so many people walk up, "Hey, I grew up watching your show." I'm looking up and saying, "Yo, how old are you?"
Yeah. See,
It's nice. They said I had 100 shows.
Right. So look, enough about us. You still saying?
Yeah.
You see what you doing?
Oh, hey, man, look out spot. He got, hey,
Yeah, what's up?
ready?
What's up?
We got this spot.
You saying you got something new? What you doing?
some bars, man.
I'm working on something.
Look, drink your water, give us some bars.
I'm working on something, man.
Yeah.
I'm not here for that, man.
Yes, you are. Listen.
I got two together interview, so they gonna interview me too. See my people.
You saying for the 80s, right? I know you got something in the stash.
Yeah.
You got something in the stash. You ready? Take time.
Yeah.
Hurry up.
I'm more with smooth.
We play smooth music.
Let's see, man. Let's see, I don't show no shade. I don't care no shade.
Yeah, go ahead. Turn his mic up.
Let me see. my room, waiting for your call, and the time is now, so let's not fool around. I'm moving like a rose, so blow for me. I ain't give y'all too long. Baby, let's go.
Listen,
Yo,
great job.
Great
Great job.
so
Great job.
when we gonna
That's a it's funny. That's a song that I have to be almost had to deal with Rockefeller.
That wasn't the question.
So that song, I'm saying I can't put that song out.
Legals.
But
Yeah, it's
but that's a
legal.
song I always use. Like if somebody asks me, "Yo, sing something," I use that because it brings out a different part.
Now, what inspired you to be a singer?
Oh, I'm getting influenced on my shit. Don't make you funny, yeah. We gonna talk about that.
Before you got into singing, what were you doing?
And you set it up. See, I should set this up. Yeah. First,
You got the other questions?
something new on the Blackout, y'all. Well, first I was playing ball.
Okay.
That's my number one. That's my love. Playing ball. I was hip hop dancing. I was balling through a little bit dancing. Did a couple of videos. You know what I'm saying?
Nice.
And from ball, I got shot.
Oh.
So that messed my career up a little bit. And I was rapping a little bit, but my thing was singing.
Okay.
So, you know, listening to Johnny, listening to Glenn Jones, listening to Gerald, I'm sorry, Eddie too a little bit, but listening to Gerald, and you know, and so on and so on. So I said, once I got in the group I got with in high school, we had our first chance to be with Rockefeller Records because one of the guys who was down with us, his cousin, was Tone Hooker from
Original Flavor.
Original Flavor, right. So we had that, it was going good, and the studio Henchman Productions, and we was on a compilation album management, and groups didn't, some type of groups on there. So, you know, it got to a point that one of the guys that was down with me, they wanted to snatch him up. But he said, nah, my brother's regardless. He's like, my brother, he can't go, I can't go. I said, yo, I like that. So then we did a big show for Universal and all that. They looked at me, because I was like, they came. But I needed 2 shots of DJ before I could stay. You know what I'm saying? And I had to tell them, this like, oh, yeah, you know what I mean? So they was like, yo, like, why you not singing like you want to? I said, no, I'm feeding off of y'all. You know what I'm saying? I'm feeding off of y'all. And the funny thing about it, that's how I was at ball. I'd be point guard, I go to the hoop and want to pass. If I could score, you over the rim, and that's what made me score. But it was saying what?
Over the rim and pass.
Over the rim, I was there. Yeah, I was bubbling. I just wanted to assist. I wanted to look good. And they turned around. I said, all right, got into the argument. I took my shots. I said, okay, y'all want to play? Okay. We had the song, and I just came out and I started. And that's when it was solid. But because my guard, I said, my family can't go, I can't go.
Right.
Okay. So that's my little history. You know what I'm saying? But it ain't about me.
Any regrets?
You know what? That's I can't mess with
That's another show,
y'all.
right? Hold that thought.
That's
We're gonna let the commercial break be right
You know what I
back.
mean? I mean, only regret I got that the group didn't stay together.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Because if I knew that, you know, probably I would have went on and snatched them up. Yeah, but the Eminem joint, the 12, I went on first, or my God would have went on first instead, but we wasn't thinking like that, you know what I'm saying? And, you know, but I did an independent career. I got, you know what I mean? Things I dreamed about and prayed about. I got 18-time award winner.
Okay.
2 magazines, 1 front cover, 1 on the inside cover with the finesse on the cover, and I'm on one that's coming out now.
Nice.
So Rising Star front cover. So
Congratulations, brother.
Yeah,
We're proud of you, man.
Absolutely.
Really proud of you. Really proud of you.
trying, man.
We're grateful to be your brother, man. So we thank you for this opportunity, and we thank you for being who you are, man. So keep going.
Yeah, thank you so much, man. And I got my team, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Got my little bro Chris over there in the Sun Studio. I'm going to sing, sound down over here, it's middle of the day, but he did his thing. You know what I'm saying? So we just working, man. And to have guys like you on this platform, you know what I mean? It feels good. You know what I
Pleasure to
mean?
be here, man.
You know what I
Thank
mean?
you for that.
I dealt with a lot of people that play like, they just, oh, you up there, you got mansions, you got yachts already, but you still living with your mom.
Right.
Like, I don't understand that. You know what I'm saying? Help me, help you. You know what I'm saying? And that's why, you know, it was, I'm telling my team, I said, yo, I got 2 good guys, man, and they doing their thing. But y'all did the videos, y'all did, you know, everything else, y'all did with celebrities. Now y'all have your own radio show. How did that come about? Because I know y'all worked together for many years. But what this radio show, Classic 107.5 FM, how did y'all get that going? Like, who came with that idea to say this over the night?
Well, Mitch and I was, prior to that, we was on another station that was called IDNet.TV.
Yeah, something like that.
And, you know, we was doing a show, and everybody loved it, you know, everybody was tuning in. But the people that owned it had said, y'all sound great, and we would like for y'all to do it in TV version. Me and Mitch was like, we've done TV. Well, what? Like I said, they use that big word, Mitch knows how to spell it. And so we just wanted to be behind the microphone. Our faces all over the place, you know, we magazine, we all over the place. So I said, no, I want to do radio. I got a face for radio right now. And so we did that. And as time went on, you know, I was on another station, 107.3 VIP out of Chicago. And the guy that owns ClassicSoul175.com, now Sergio D, was on Chicago station, and he also was on VLS at one time. But then he had what was called the sister station of that 107.3 VIP, and he heard me on there. So he was like, you know, he asked the guy on the station, he said, you know, who's that guy that's doing that reading Classics, rare stuff? And he told him who it was. So he called me. He said, Murph. He said, yeah, I'm ready to get out of here. I'm ready to start my own thing, start my own station. And he got the blessings from, was it Charlie Sutton? And they told him, say, yeah, you can do that and keep the color scheme like on BLS, but you can't do 107.5. You have to do 107.5.com. And so Sir said, Murph, I'm about to do my own thing. So, you know, I'm thinking, oh, years from now, months from now, whatever. A week after he told me that, he came and go, I said, yo, so he's Murph, you ready? Ready for what? You know, the morning show. So I was doing the morning show for, this is 14 years now coming up. For me in the morning show. This is about the same amount of time for me and Mitch.
Hold on. 14 for Classic? 107.5?
14 years. Yeah, 14 years, man, morning show. So,
Wow.
Mitch and I was doing Saturdays before Tuesdays. We had took a break.
Yeah.
And we made the announcement that we were coming back, and everybody was like, oh, yeah, ready to we pick Tuesday nights from 6 to 8. So, and we had this beat.
Yeah, the station needed like a hip hop component.
Okay.
And then that's when I came in and just switched it up and had my little jumbo, and that's where we at.
Yeah. So did you ever do the R&B battle?
We did.
We did that.
We did. It was a very, very great show. You know, it was our version of the verses. And you know, Murph picked like about 15, 20 songs?
Yeah.
Yeah, about 20 songs apiece. And you know, he did him and I did me, and it was a great show.
Okay,
we had fun.
I'm waiting for to say that because
It was like,
I'm waiting for they did some modest now. I'm waiting for somebody to say, I killed that.
you know, let me tell you
Y'all was talking about that. Yo, you was talking y'all was doing that.
We even had boxing footage. We had the photos.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah.
You know, we had on our did we have on the WG Hip Hop playlist stuff at that time?
No, we didn't.
You didn't, right?
No,
Okay.
we just had boxing. No, we was advertising. We was advertising big time, you know, and it worked out great. You know, he produced his segment, you know, I produced mine, and it worked out great.
They really tried that.
Wait, let me tell you, we had people doing Michael Buffer for us and coming into the play. We had the whole and what made it so good is that when he did the introductions, he gave Mitch a name and gave me a name. So he had the Young Lion and the Savvy Vet. So, and Mitch, don't worry, next week we'll probably have the merchandise come out. It was something like that, but it just took off. It was incredible. It was incredible.
We got part 2 coming soon.
Yeah, part 2 coming soon. Yeah, if you missed part 1, we play it again for y'all.
Yeah.
Beginning to the end, man. We had a great time.
Yeah, I checked that Tuesday night, Classic 107.5 FM.
Yeah.
That's a big Murph, man. I'm telling you. Y'all play some classes. Y'all be playing stuff like I ain't hear in a minute.
But on Tuesday nights, he programmed, that's the musical program right there. I just press the buttons. So, everything that goes great on that show, it's our, camaraderie. But as far as the musical selections, once they send me the playlist, I look at
We go.
and we go there.
And we don't just play hip hop. We play gospel, reggae, R&B. We try to mix up a little bit. We have like a different range age-wise of our listeners, so we want to cater to everyone. But for the most part, hip hop is my thing. We mix it up a little bit, right?
So you DJ like 1200?
Yeah, that was nice.
You like that? What was your DJ name?
D-Mitch.
D-Mitch. Kevin Regular. Kevin Regular. DJ Kevin Regular.
What you said?
DJ Derek.
Nah, D-Mitch.
Yeah.
And it was like, what special club you DJ that was like?
I didn't reach the club level yet at that time. I was doing like a lot of local parties.
Oh, okay.
I've done things out of town, Chicago and Delaware and stuff like that, but I've never hit like any club. I didn't get there yet. I was on my way, but then the TV thing came. And then once I got a sense of that, I kind of like moved that to the side to focus on television.
Oh, okay. So, you did the music, you did the radio, you did all that, and it was nice on the wheels, but excuse me, what about your ball game I'm hearing about you, man?
Listen, I'm gonna be real respectful in the program.
I know, hold on, before you go there, I heard that, I saw pictures. Anybody can take a picture with somebody jumping, catching it, be like this high, what it looks like.
And the ball always makes it to the rim, but you never see it.
You never see it go, yeah, I saw stuff like that. But Big Bro was telling me, I know what I did. Like, I know my history, but I just want to know, man. Like, see, you can tell your ball, but see, you get ready to come into the
I'm trying to stay cool. I'm gonna let you rock. This is your program. I'm gonna be respectful. I'm gonna let you rock.
That's why I'm trying to get it off now before he take me down.
Nah.
But
Yeah.
my game was crazy, man.
I believe you.
But I games. I wish I would have met you at that time.
Stay right here. It was different, man. It was different. Like for
I heard.
It was different.
Tell me a little bit about it, man.
I was young. I'm an older dude now, man. I was young, but I was sick with it. Point guard from Harlem.
Okay.
I was and1 before and1. So, I'm not lying. Your viewers, you know me. The motherfucker know, like it's real. Like so any dude my age, you might get one crossover left, but that's it. I got one left. I don't want you to get it. I don't want to hurt your ankles, dog. So chill. I was scoring point guard, 6'2", nice, ups, could shoot. Defense was crazy. I was sick with it. See, I'm going crazy. Chill.
What school you went to?
High school, Cardinal Hayes.
Cardinal Hayes. I wanted them so. We had a chance. We had Cardinal Hayes.
What you
with the Mars.
I was how you mumbled it.
You know why? No, I didn't mumble it like this. I'm the Morris Bulldogs, man. You know, Speedy, come from Morris.
That's what you had.
That's it. I was a captain, man.
Captain of what?
I had a crew, man.
Crew of what?
I had a crew, man.
Crew neck shirt. Crew of what? What are you talking about, man?
Let me tell you something.
Yeah.
Cardinal Hayes was alright.
Alright.
They only had Jamal, man.
What about before Jamal?
I don't know. I just know the captains.
Google, do something, man. Step your game up, dog.
Know.
Every year, we were nice. Every year. Still.
Damn, I wish I knew.
And we still open. The school's still open. The school's still open.
Yes. Yeah.
You sure? Or is it a charter school now or something?
Nah, it's still open.
It's cafeteria?
Don't do Mars like that, man. Yeah. I get from Mars High School. It was tough. Cardinal Hayes was a school, though. It was nice.
Yeah.
They had schools to go to. My mom was like, no, you live down the block. If anything happened, you can run down the hill.
You ran a lot? You should run a lot?
Nah, man. I boxing, martial arts, man. I was good. Why do you think my company's hands and everything entertainment?
That's what I mean. Okay.
I did it, now I'm doing talk to
Right.
Can't just sit down, but no, the game was, I heard the game was nice.
It was.
You know what I'm saying? You iced it.
I mean,
Just can't move back.
No.
And
I'm going right to the post now.
That's it.
Mhm.
That's it.
All day.
That's it.
All
That's
day.
it. That's
All
all
day.
day.
You ain't got time for that crossover. I don't got time for that. I'm too
I
old.
played like one last, when I was really working out,
Yeah.
I felt good, man. And I played, it's like, yo, man, you know, my swing was smooth. You know, it's smooth. You know, it's all that. Man, you don't understand, but I enjoyed it for that moment,
Yeah.
but when the time is up, you gotta go in the house.
Yeah.
That's all the pain. That's when the legs start hurting.
I came home
Back.
so I didn't play.
You know, that's exactly. You know what I'm saying? So it was crazy, man. So, but from there, I heard you. Like you played.
Yeah, I played.
What school you play?
I went to Smith.
Ooh, ouch.
See, y'all can relate.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
I stayed at Smith. It's up on Webster Avenue, PL.
PL. Okay.
And the funny thing was, when I was dating, she was my girlfriend, and we played in the PL, and there was a big game in the Webster PL. These dudes came in, thought they was just taking over. That was one of my best games ever. I had 19 points and 27 rebounds. That's how I was.
Oh.
Just catch the ball in the hand, just throw it in. They throw it up there and I get it.
Wow.
That's how it was.
That's dope, man. My best kid is Felipe Lopez.
Felipe, I interviewed him.
In Forest.
Yeah.
Forest. I didn't know who he was. And he like, yo, we got Felipe Lopez. The housing told me, it's got Felipe Lopez. And I'm like, that's myself. Who that? Like, I don't care. This is my house. They don't care. He stood up. My eyes are like this. I said, this is but it was no joke. You know, it was a good game. I enjoyed it. 26. Never get that. He shook my hand. You know what I mean? That's how no bitch would never have that no. So, you know, I'm sorry, man.
And you play one?
Just savvy for my man.
Yeah, I love this. Because you know now we got something to talk about on Tuesday. You know, you just gave us some.
Oh yeah, I already know we're gonna be listening.
We're gonna chop you. On Tuesday, we're gonna chop you.
I'm gonna make sure I had that to a Tuesday. But yeah, man. So it's like, you got the radio. What are y'all looking for after the radio? Like, are y'all gonna try to take it further to mainstream, like? But that's like a mainstream too, right?
Let me tell you something about mainstream radio. What we do now, we couldn't do that on mainstream radio. They control everything. Remember, the bottom line is controlled by the people that pay the money.
Yes.
So if it's an, you know, for example, I'm gonna give you an example. WBLS, when Vaughn Hart was on it, was Quiet Storm.
Right.
The station, you know, as far as bottom line, how could you sell to people who are older and you know, that generation? What can you market on that station, on that show, to get people to come out and spend dollars? So the whole thing was about bottom line. And right now, you know, it's all about who pays the money, you know. So it's like, it can shut you down by playing music that might make people happy, but it's that happy music making people go out to buy the product they're trying to sell. So that's where it would be a problem. But the one thing I do say that I really love about what me and Mitch do is we kind of adapted to what is no longer there. Like the radio, the record companies, they kind of just changed completely. So Mitch and I adapted. And now Mitch is like, his game with basketball, his photography, it's like, you know, if you see, you know, I know you've seen his photos.
That's what I'm about to get it.
So that's how we adapt and continue to bring out great music, give people something great to listen to and forget about what they're going on in life while we're doing our show for that little bit of time. You know, 2 hours take you away from the mystery that you're going through, man, you might have had. Tune in and we're like, oh my God, man, yo, y'all saved me, man. I'm just having a bad day. Y'all crazy.
You know what? Not because you are, but the goal is to always elevate, right? So whatever's next for us, you know, God will let us know.
Yeah.
Because see, the good thing about it is we set our own bar. Nobody sets the bar for us. You know, everything we do, we outdo that last, you know, like with the, like you said, with the verses. Y'all take a little bit of some alcohol. Y'all think this is spring water?
I drink water, man.
Yeah, you know, I love water. That's my thing. But you know, as far as that, you know how a lot of people, yo, I'm gonna be like so and so. I want to be like us. You know, whatever we do, we talk to each other and say, yo, Murph, you know, we did this show. We got, you know, set the bar. We got to, you know, we set our own bar. You know, because it's always trying to outdo what we've already done, or to not outdo, but to expound on it and just continue to elevate
it's in progress right now because if you look, we sitting here with you.
Right.
So the elevation is already in motion. So we're just growing every day. We're growing to do better and to be better. So again, to be here, we're grateful and we're thankful.
I appreciate that, man. It's great to have y'all here, man.
It's a blessing, man. Thank you.
You know what I'm saying? And see, like, you know, say y'all, we got so much in common with ball and trying to do the radio, you know what I'm saying? And dealing with the people today that's out here, the haters, you know what I mean? The ones that want to see you win, the ones that don't want to see you win. So we all deal with that. You know what I mean? And like I said, we all trying to elevate and go further in what we're trying to do. You know, I like to switch things up. You switch things up. You switch things from DJing, you know, and now you're doing photography. You know what I'm saying? And your photos is crazy.
Thank you, brother.
The photos is crazy. Like, if y'all didn't see his photography, check him out. Like, you know what I mean? Check him out. Where did you start that? Was that part of?
My brother inspired me. My little brother, he's a photographer based in Atlanta. He inspired me. I just followed his lead. Once things began to like die down video show wise,
Right.
I wanted to reinvent myself. And just got into photography and not really knowing the ins and outs of it. I had to, you know, practice, keep shooting, trying to understand how the camera operates, different lenses, lighting, so on and so forth. And I just grew with it. And now to the point where I'm doing some big things with it. So I'm grateful.
So you where's the best place you shot at? Like,
Oh man, I've been out the country.
oh, matter of fact, yes, I did see that.
I've been to Cabo, been to Cancun, been to Costa Rica, Dominican Republic, man, the list goes on.
T-Street.
Yeah, the list goes on. So I give all glory to God for allowing me
Yes,
to be who I am and do what I do, and I'm just grateful, bro.
And your first photo shoot.
You know that.
So you was that's how long you know him.
Yeah, I think professionally I started like in 2011, but I wasn't good yet. But I got hired. But I wasn't good. I think I got good probably. I don't even know. You know, just studying the craft. You know, to the point where I know what I'm doing now. So I mean, my first job, probably a party somewhere, local joint birthday party or community center. I don't know, something like.
When I was seeing the pictures up a lot, and they would say he was taking pictures, I'm like, nah, this guy is shooting good. You don't see this guy, he's good. But then I realized who he was. I'm like, that's the guy from the New Flavor video. I said, oh, get out of here, yo.
That's a TV shot.
That's that TV shot. Honestly, I did just like this. And I was like, that's where I know him from. Oh, he's shooting photos. I saw he's doing it. And ever since then, it was like, and then when you shot that photo for me at Bravo, and I looked at it, I was like, wow, that's just sharp. You know what I mean? That's a good thing. That's just so much of a blessing that you can move from A to Z and still be good at what you do. Because it's so much hard. Like, there's so many things that we know what to do. It's hard to pick which one to love. You know what I mean? And that's just me saying, I do this. I like doing this. I love R&B, but I love basketball. I love, it's like, which one do you stay with? Do you continue trying to do everything, or do you just say, you know what, I'm tired sometimes, I'm just going to focus on this?
You know what I do? Like, I'm very spiritual, and I listen to the whispers of the Most High. So whatever he, you know, wherever he directs me, you know, that's where I go. And I just try to master the craft of the gift that he gave. And then once he takes me to a point where it's like, well, this is dope, I'm gonna kill him.
Yeah.
I'm gonna kill him. So yeah, I listen to God. When God tells me where to go, I just go.
You feel the same way?
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, you know, I listen to, you know, when Mitch and I usually have like those spiritual moments when the and I call him Dr. Sergeant, Reverend Dr. We have a ball, but again, we always, you know, give the glory to God because without him, you know, nothing's possible. Through him, all things are possible. So, you know, and that's why a lot of times, you know, when we, you know, and Mitch will tell you, he said hip hop, right? So some of the songs that Mitch will pick,
Right.
you know, I would say, you know, because I do the morning show and I would kind of smooth it up. I said, oh, you're not gonna listen. There's some really good R&B listeners out there who tune in, and you know, they undercover hardcore. So
Yeah.
the funny thing is, we keep it like, yo, I'm listening, I look at the song and say, yeah, he sent me stuff from his workout folder, because when Mitch works out, it's all gully. It ain't nothing smooth. Right? So after that, he said, no, Murph, I think we need to go gospel. And then we be sitting up there like this in the studio with the music playing, we were like this.
Nigga, I'm feeling that, no.
And I said, next week it's Benny the Butcher.
That's true. That's true.
You know,
That's
we
true.
have fun though doing it.
That's
You know,
true.
they never know what we're gonna do.
Like the love is so real. Like I'm gonna really put this out there. The love is so real. Like sometimes, you know, we have moments where we on the air and I might start crying. My voice start cracking, and then Murph, he'll pick up. Like he'll see me losing it. You know, he'll pick up and vice versa. But we go hard, man. We go hard.
Yeah, that happened. That happened though. Like, yeah, man. I'm a witness to that.
We have people that hit us up and say, man, y'all don't need to play music, y'all just keep talking, man. You know, it's like you say, you gotta have, and like I said, I do the morning show by myself, 4 hours a day.
They do like what time? Like 6?
8 a.m. But when Tuesday comes, it's a whole different, man. I'm like, yeah, you know, we set up and I'm sitting, we going back and forth with banter, it's crazy, you know. So we really go, you know, into what makes us who we are, you know, by just being genuine with each other. You know, we don't have to talk to each other at all during the course of the show. Once the music starts and him and I are talking, it's like we was having a whole conversation and y'all just now joining in.
Right.
You know, so people say, y'all should do a live version and be on the air. We did that, and I'm like, but Mitch, they'll hate us because we don't do nothing when they look at us. Mitch is like fielding the request. I'm getting the audio straight, finding the song, so they don't see us doing nothing.
Right.
You know, because we don't. Our whole objective is to make sure y'all get great music. And in order to get great music, the sound has to be good. The music has to be on point. Mitch is doing the music, fielding the requests. I'm getting the requests. I'm making sure the audio's good. And that's what we do. So looking at us, you'll be like, that's what they do. That's it. You know, everyone's going to dance.
So
Two grown men not dancing.
Oh man, but yo, listen, man. Like I said, we about to do the time, but I want to thank y'all, man.
Thank you.
This was wonderful. Y'all enjoyed it, like y'all in. Y'all got a lesson today on Blackout Hour. You know what I mean? Basically, it all boils down to these big brothers here have been doing it for so many years, and they never gave up. So at the end of the day, if y'all don't learn nothing today, learn that do not give up on what you do. You know what I mean? Keep your craft going, keep your belief going. Definitely stay spiritual up, stay prayed up. You know what I mean? And believe. And before you know it, you will be where these brothers is doing today. You know what I'm saying? You'll be right where they at. Even more. You know what I mean? Because I know as they be big brother, they're looking for us to go higher. You know what I mean? Like your father used to say, don't be like me. You know what I mean? Be better than me.
Right.
You know what I mean? So they're giving us a platform. And I'm here today as a testimony. You know what I mean? That I'm here because I watch these brothers. You know what I mean? Anything that you want to get to, the people out here on Facebook Live, to the upcoming artists, you know, what they need to do, man.
Like I said earlier, consistency is the key. Even when you don't feel supported, just keep going. Sometimes you get hard, keep going. Sometimes you're tired, keep going. Sometimes you're broken, keep going. Sometimes the people who are close to you will not even say, great job, keep going. Stay consistent.
All right. I always tell people, don't look for others to validate you. Let your work speak for itself. The other thing is that, like Mitch said, be consistent. You know, and I know you guys, especially being ball players, you know, sometimes you can feel your worst during the play in your best game. Right? So it happens, you know, when you feel like those moments when you really don't feel like you do it, push yourself, because that may be the day that'll work for you, it'll happen for you. Never give up, and always believe in yourself. You can't convince anybody to believe in you if you don't believe in yourself. That's the first thing. Give all, you know, credit to the Most High. And then from there, you know, I mean, he give you that opportunity to do it. You go out there and grab that opportunity. Don't sit home and wait for that opportunity to knock on your door. They never knocked on mine. Every time something knocked on my door, I'm already out creating an opportunity. You got to do the same for yourself. All right? And for all, like I say, for all those out there that believe that Facebook, you know, your Facebook legend or all the people that you have on there, I always tell people, I said, if you make a song right now and you put it out there to your 5,000 followers, and you can't get 100 people to buy that song, you don't have no followers.
That's right.
You know, so build your brand, you know, trust you, and then if you do that, then others will believe in the product. So.
Great words from Deacon Murph.
Deacon Murph.
Reverend Dr. Simon Pepper. That's how we do. We go at it on the air like we have a ball, man. Oh my God, it's so much fun.
Yo, I see it, man. But yo, I just want to say thank y'all.
Thank you.
For coming out.
Yes.
Oh my
Bro.
God, bro. Thank you, man.
You know what I mean?
My God.
Much love.
You're right.
Once again, tell everybody how we came down here bearing gifts. Show them one more time.
Oh, yeah, one more- oh, yeah.
Because, you know, you are brother, and we want to make sure that, you know, we work through the gift.
Yeah.
So you guys on WBO Hip Hop Radio.
Make sure it's right.
Alright?
Yeah, man.
Much color too.
That's right. And I got the
I can
sweetness.
smell the crispiness.
Much love, y'all. God bless y'all. Y'all have a good night. Thank y'all for tonight.
Peace.
Peace.
Night and the mood seems right. I'm about to get my groove on.
It's the Blackout Hour Independent Artist Radio Show every Thursday, 8 to 9 p.m. with your host, Marky 3. Tune in.